Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. The Premier League campaign is coming to a close, and so today I thought I would take the opportunity to go through my Premier League team of the season. Now, with every team of the season, it's very subjective, which is why I want to know your picks. Who are your players of the season? Who is your real standout performers? Let me know your thoughts and your team in the comment section below. Get involved, I would love to hear from you. But without further ado, let's get into it. It's Team of the Season time! We're going to start with the goalkeeper, naturally, and there are a number of candidates that we could be looking at. We've got Emi Martinez from Aston Villa, helping them to get towards those Champions League places. You've got David Raya, who has the most clean sheets in the Premier League this season with Arsenal, who are obviously going for the title. But I've gone for Jordan Pickford. If you take a look at Everton's position in the table and remove their points deduction, they are actually sitting in and around 11th, and that is mainly down to their defensive prowess. And that is in part down to how good Jordan Pickford has been for them this season. 12 clean sheets Pickford has, and that is just a ridiculous total, second in the Premier League clean sheet totals. He's faced twice as many shots as David Raya, with a higher save percentage of 74%. He is just pretty fantastic. I think his distribution is quite good. He seems to have calmed down a little bit, and while he does have the odd jitter every now and again, I think he's been an unbelievable component to this Everton backline. Remember, Everton are more or less fighting in and around relegation. Yes, that's down to the points deductions, but that's also because they aren't necessarily one of the best sides. And the defensive prowess that they've managed to maintain and the amount of clean sheets they've been able to get is down to some of the crazy saves that Jordan Pickford has had to make. So for me, he's in my team of the season. Centre-back was a position that I found really difficult to come to terms with. I've ended up with William Saliba as my right centre-back. Now, taking a look at this, there are a number of candidates that I could have looked at, but really, I think that Saliba is head and shoulders above the rest. He is imperious in this Arsenal side. He oozes class. He is fantastic on the ball. He actually progresses the ball an incredible amount, carrying it 231 yards per 90. And when you think about that per match, just driving that Arsenal side up the pitch, he averages 3.75 recoveries per 90. That's 207 in the entire season. He's got 3 goals and assists for Arsenal. He's just pretty fantastic, and he is one of the major linchpins for this Arsenal setup, and for me, had to be in team of the season. On the left side of my centre-back partnership, I had to go with Virgil van Dijk. He averages 5.74 progressive passes per 90. He has 117 clearances, which makes up 4.1 per 90. He's got an 85% tackle win rate, which is ridiculous when you think about it. And when I tell you that he has 0 errors leading to a goal, on top of that having an 82.2% aerial win rate, Virgil van Dijk is by far and away back to his best, and without him in this Liverpool side, I do wonder where they would finish, because he's kind of been holding everything together this season. The fullback role was a difficult one because there aren't really too many standout contenders, but I've gone for Ben White at right back. 8 goals and assists for Arsenal in the Premier League this season, along with 75 tackles. He has an aerial win percentage of 63.2%, which is actually pretty impressive when comparing against other right backs. Only Kyle Walker was higher than that with 63.9. I think Ben White has really contributed to the way that this Arsenal side are defended, and he's really composed on the ball. Not only that, he's able to get forwards, get back, not necessarily as much as his counterparts, but really he composes himself, and he composes this Arsenal back line. Arsenal have the best defensive record in the Premier League, and it makes sense that Ben White is one of the major linchpins to that defence. At left back, I've gone for Destiny Udogie. I think his contribution to this Tottenham side is incredible. He essentially transforms the way that they play on that left-hand side. He averages 5.83 progressive passes per 90, progressing the ball forward for his side, being able to get forwards, and we know the attacking positions that he takes up in this Ange Postecoglou setup. He has 3.12 progressive carries per 90 as well, able to take the ball, drive with it, dribble with it, and then get his team into better scoring positions. Yes, he has a couple of errors leading to a goal, but I think that can be taken away if you take a look at what he really does positively going forward on a football pitch for Tottenham. Tottenham are essentially a completely different side with him in it, and if you take him out of it, they look a little bit flat, especially on that left-hand channel. He is fantastic for me, and he is definitely one of my players of the season. Centre defensive midfield was by far and away the easiest position I had to decide. It has to be this player, and I can't believe that he's not included in every single team of the season. It's Rodri. Of course it is. He has 16 goals and assists this season. I will reiterate that and just say that again, because that is incredible for a centre defensive midfielder. 16 goals and assists. He has 334 progressive passes this season. 46 key passes. That's a pass that ends up leading to a shot in some kind of attacking form. We have him having a crazy 23 goal creating actions per 90. He actually averages 5.01 shot creating actions per 90. He's an incredible player, and he's the metronome, the sheer backbone to this Manchester City side. And without him, well, we've seen what happens. Manchester City somehow managed to lose a game. He is unbelievable and has to make the team of the season. In one of the attacking midfield roles, I've gone for Declan Rice. Now, I originally had Rice in competition with Rodri for that centre defensive midfield role, and then I thought that really going forwards in that left attacking midfield role is where Rice is best, being able to be that box-to-box player, making sure that he's able to make those tackles higher up the pitch, keeping Arsenal in that opposition half. He's fantastic at recycling possession, he's really dynamic, he makes those tackles. He has 2.84 shot creating actions per 90. He has 12 goal creating actions this season, 44 key passes, and when you think about the contribution that he's made to this Arsenal team, I think he's the best example of a player that's leveled up a side. He's really taken the mantle upon himself, the price tag hasn't got in his way, and he's managed to put in performance after performance, being that backbone of that Arsenal side. He has been, for me, one of the signings of the season, and he's had a massive impact at Arsenal, and for that reason, he's in my team of the season. In that right attacking midfield slot, for me, it's got to be Martin Odegaard. I understand that Kevin De Bruyne has had a sensational return from injury, but that's just it. He's been injured. He's missed over half of the season. I don't think I can give a slot in my team of the season to a player that's only played 12 or 13 times. It just doesn't seem quite right. And for me, Martin Odegaard has arguably been a better player over the course of the season. Over 10 progressive passes per 90. He has 2.9 key passes per 90 as well, driving the team on from that right attacking midfield role, but also in this side this season, dropping a little bit deeper, making sure that he's part of that progression to the middle of the pitch. And he's also got 78 carries into the final third, driving that Arsenal team on. It's really through a proper physical attribution that Martin Odegaard has been able to take this Arsenal side to a whole new level. They've got more control in the game, and that's down to his tempo of play, his progression, and his ability to really find those key passes. He has 6.34 shot creating actions per 90. He's the creative linchpin to this Arsenal setup, and I don't think they would be anywhere near where they are right now without him in the side. He's the captain of their club, he progresses them forward, he's a true leader, and I can see him maintaining this level for years and years to come. A sensation. Martin Odegaard makes my team of the season. The player out on the left-hand side, I've got to go with Phil Foden. He has just been fantastic for Manchester City this season, pushing them on towards that 4th Premier League title. He has 25 goals and assists in the Premier League for Man City this season, and in the absence of Kevin De Bruyne and even at times Erling Haaland, Phil Foden has been the player to step up to the plate, make the difference, and get those match-winning contributions. And as I said, without those two main contributors, that's something to be said for his quality, for his assurance, for his composure, and I just think that he's stepped it up a gear. I think a lot of people were waiting for Phil Foden to really come to the forefront of this Manchester City side, and I believe it is this season that he has managed to do it. 67 key passes this season is pretty fantastic. Combine that with his goals and assists, and he is one of the best players in the Premier League this season. So he has to make my team of the season. Out on that right hand side, it was incredibly difficult for me to try and decide Bukayo Saka or Cole Palmer, and I've gone for Cole Palmer. I just think that the addition that he's made to this Chelsea side, the fact that Chelsea aren't exactly a great attacking component going forwards. If Bukayo Saka is in this Arsenal team, he has other players to really rely upon. Martin Odegaard is feeding him quite a lot of the time. He's got the likes of Declan Rice on the other side. You've got Leandro Trossard making goal contributions. You've got Gabriel Jesus coming into the side occasionally. Kai Havertz has really become a major player. But for Chelsea, the main creative and attacking outlet for Chelsea is Cole Palmer. The goal scorer is Cole Palmer, and while I do think that Chelsea will get better, Cole Palmer has really propelled them towards those European places. 30 goals and assists in any Premier League season is nothing to smirk at, and when it's your first major starting campaign for a side, it needs to be noticed. 24 goal creating actions is more than Bukayo Saka, 0.92 goal creating actions per 90. Saka has higher shot creating actions, but I've got to say, from an overall contribution for the season, Chelsea, I mean, I dare not think where Chelsea might be without Cole Palmer. He's been that revolutionary for this side, that much of a linchpin, and you do need to wonder where they would be without him, but with him, they are a completely different proposition. He makes the difference for me, and that's why he's in my team of the season. Finally, we've got the striking position, and while Erling Haaland is going to probably get the golden boot, I have to give it to someone else. Ollie Watkins, for me, has been an absolute revelation this season. 32 goals and assists in Aston Villa's Premier League campaign this season, propelling them towards those European places. 13 assists, 19 goals, and might I add, none of those goals are from penalties. Nothing against it if you have scored a penalty, but it just means that it's that little bit more impressive. He has 43 key passes this season. He actually has an expected goals and assists per 90 of 0.57. And what is he getting this season? 0.84. That just shows the composure. It shows the quality. And I'm sorry, if it's all about stats, 32 goal contributions in a season with Aston Villa is fantastic. And for me, it has to be Ollie Watkins. It just has to be. He is in my Premier League team of the season. And that's it, guys. There is my Premier League team of the season. But my question to you is, what is yours? Let me know yours in the comment section below. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, take care.